is going on? Happy MLK Day. It is Monday, January 19th, 8:30 at night. Just want to jump on here real quick, man, and see if we can get some knowledge going, man. I wrote this yesterday. Hold on, man. Let's see. This right here says, take your turn. If you want to become wealthy, you will have to work harder on yourself than you do at your job. The average man does not have a working model of prosperity, a method of prosperity, right? It's always lack and doubt and fear. And we're going to see if we can push that in the other way, day by day. That won't come naturally. If anything, it will never come in your lifetime just because of your environment and how you think. So to get on the other side of that, you kind of have to see life in another way. And what I'm going to explain here is a little bit different than what you normally would do with debt. Typically with debt, you would buy a car, or you buy a home, or take a trip. Maybe even you get credit to buy a couch or other furniture, some shit like that. But what if we get on the other side of the cash register? Stay with me now. You borrow debt to buy income. Now, the sole purpose of me taking on debt is to get paid. What if you got on the other side that is there a way to do that? Now, the average man does not have a working model of prosperity, so I would say no. There is no way to do that. You're crazy for thinking such a thing. But when one becomes determined, life opens doors. I believe that with all my heart. So, let me show you something right here. Here's mine right here. And if you're a smart fella, it'll be like a 20% interest rate, and then you'll play it out over whatever months, right? In the long run, it's like, man, if you're smart, you can't do it because you think too far and you have no hope. You have too much logic in your brain, which is smart. It would keep you safe. But would you rather be safe or would you rather be wealthy? Because wealth takes risk. Sometimes in life, you gotta take risk. And sometimes you gotta be unbalanced. Some shit needs to be unbalanced if you want to change. Unless you like staying in the same spot, doing the same thing, going in circles perpetually. You could do that. Nothing wrong with that. I feel like most people do that, and that's fine. This is your life. You get to do with it whatever the hell you want to do. But get this, man. Try to get on the other side of things. Get a little creative. Open up a whole nother world of possibility. That's where I'd like to be. One day. Today, if it doesn't work, and my ass is on the line for this right here. Take my ass to work every day until this is done. But what if it did work, though? What if it worked? We'd be sitting pretty good, man. I'm going to show you a working model of prosperity, man. If I bumped into someone and they could write it down on a napkin how to do this, man, I don't know if I would have I don't know if I would take action. I'd like to hope I would, but you can only play the cards you're dealt, man. And maybe the world wants you to win. Maybe. And maybe you're in the right time to hear it. So, it's also never too late, man. We won't get into that. Let's go on this here, what I'm trying to talk on today. $29,000 financed at an interest rate of 20.43. The term is 60 months. How long is 60 months? That's 5 years right there, right? 5 years. 12 times 5. is 60, right? Comes out to about $7.75, 28 cents a month. You know, that's a lot of money. That's like my car payment was $6.50 when I got to it, man. $6.50, and then you put on insurance, and it's just about the same price. Well, what if you got a thing? You know, it's a new payment, right? And it's just like car insurance and a car payment, but instead, you put it to work. You send those. You there's a saying, man. You send your soldiers to war, right? Every dollar is a soldier. You send them to war to come back and bring more. Is it possible? And if you have courage, maybe. If you had some goddamn faith, maybe. Let's see. So every month you owe $7.75 and 28 cents, and the next due date is February 6th. Now, what I'm going to explain to you is not financial advice at the slightest, just an idea. And if you got ears to hear and you're optimistic, you could do this. So, let's see. You come right here to my, I think these are called bookmarks, right? If your bookmarks don't look like this, I do not recommend doing this at all. If your bookmarks have nonsense in here or car shit or whatever else you're into that's not this game, I don't recommend it. But if your bookmark looks like this and you're on a path that's it found you here, you know, you're probably in the right spot. So look at this right here. I got 5 websites, and these are all option income strategies, or they're just different funds, basically. And they have a strategy that somehow they pay income. Now, you can go and read up on them, how they do that. Oh, wrong button. But the way I'm doing it, and there's a million and one ways to do this. 1,000,001. And if you got some courage, you'd probably figure out your own way. But this is what I'm doing, man. You see, these are popular. This one's popular too. But this one, man, this right here, this amount, payoff total, or there's a payout amount, something like that, right? And it all went into the popular ones here, the TSYY and the COYY. Granite Share GeoBoost Coinbase ETF, right? And now it's $7.46, and it used to be, I think, $23 when I was buying it. But these funds yield so much money that the price comes down drastically, right? Like this is 509, and I think I was buying at what, maybe $9, $10, $11. So you got to imagine how much the principal or the balances came down. And you just can't let that bother you. But look at this distribution rate. 138.26%, man. Remember how much I owe monthly. $7.75.28. Right? And so you come on over here, like the fact sheet. This one's pretty nice. It tells you a little bit about it. Fund objective. Targeted distribution frequency weekly. Look at that. These things. What if, just saying, what if you borrowed and you bought a thing that pays weekly? Just a thought, you know? Is it a good idea? I don't know. It's up to you. It's your life, right? But look at this, man. We're not going to get into the weeds. You could come into here, and then you can scroll on down to the distribution calendar. And if you're like my friend Ruben, you're going to go through this income, you're going to do averages, and you're going to project some shit down the road that has not happened. There's some smart people stuff right there, right? I'm playing it like a dumb man, honestly. You just come over here. How much does it cost? How much does it yield? How much do you owe? That's it. That's it, man. So we're gonna go on over here real quick to this account. Let's see. I'm gonna log in here. And we're gonna go to what I call the experiment. This is the experiment. This is 100% leveraged money. And then on top of that, I'm borrowing on it. Look at that. Margin on experiment, $4,234.92. I cannot pay that off right now, but the funds, they distribute a dividend. So I'm relying on that dividend to pay these fuckers back. And then when it's paid off, I just keep the shares that distribute income. That's my game plan right there. And it's working. So you come right here. Let's see. TSYY, 2,201 share. COYY, 1,191 shares, right? And each share is going to distribute a certain amount. So we'll come right here, TSYY, distribute 13 cents, right? So you come back over here and you own 2201. I got a calculator right here, but let's get the calculator on the screen just so we can follow along. 2201 times what? 0.13 is $286. Now remember how much of those right here. A week. This is a week. 286.13. So let me write that down because we're gonna play with the numbers here for a little bit. So we're gonna go TSYY 28 or 286.13. All right. Now come right here. COYY 1,191. And same thing. You get rid of this one. You go to the Granite Shares website, ETFs, Yield Boost. Scroll on down to wherever COYY is. Boom, look at that. 155.25 distribution rate. Latest distribution amount of 22 cents. Man. Look at that return on capital too. Now, we'll get into that, but hold on. Let's count a little bit more. So 1191. I don't give a shit about these point shares. We're just going to keep it easy. I don't really care about being to the penny. Times 22. Comes out. Oh shit. I was supposed to do it over here. Hold on, man. Hold on. 1191 times 0.22. Is that right? Hold on. 1191 times 0.22 comes out to 262. 262.02. Now the yields come down quite a bit here, but hey, this is the game we're playing, man. So let's do 286.13 plus the 262.02 comes out to 548. 548.15. Now look how much it is 775.28, right? We're going to do the negative plus 775.28. So after 1 week, you still owe 227 $227.13. Now, doing math on MLK Day, not the funnest thing to do, but hear me out. They're gonna distribute in a dividend next week as well, right? Because look at the data. Payday, January 21, January 13, January 6. Go all the way down the line to its inception in July 29th, right? Yeah, this thing used to pay a lot more. But guess what? Now it's paying 22. At one point, it was paying 84. This is what I'm saying. You can only play the cards you're dealt, right? So, um, but so you're gonna get a distribution every week, and they only want this amount once a month. So just imagine that, times that by 4. Whatever, we got 580 and 548.15 times times 4 for the month, right? And then we're going to go ahead and subtract our 775.28. It's not always going to be like this. God damn it, dude. Oh my god, hold on. Jesus Christ, hold on. 548.15. That is the monthly distribution times, or that's the weekly distribution times 4 to project the monthly, minus the monthly payment of 775.28. Boom. And what do you do with this? Honestly, the smartest thing you could do, bring down the principal. I'm gonna be honest with you. Bring down that principal, man. Because the sooner you own the shares that pay, you don't owe anybody shit, it's profit. And look at this. This is why you don't want to put your own money in here. At least I highly recommend you don't. Look at the return on capital. They're basically just paying you back, right? But if it wasn't your money to begin with, then who cares? Who the fuck cares? I don't. Maybe you do. And then maybe you can't do this strategy here. That's on you, man. But look at this. It's based, look how many 98% it was, for months and months and months. This one was 0. So this one was all income. I'm assuming. It doesn't say. But it's mostly a return on capital, right? And it yields so much that you can bang on that principal. So look at this amount, and look how much the payoff loan is. Let's see. God damn it, dude. It was like 14 something. Times that by 10, in 10 months, you pay down 14,000, So let's do 14,000. Oh shit. Minus 27,628.55. Comes out to, you still owe 13,000. So in another 10 months, that should be gone. If it stays the same amount, which it probably won't. Since I've owned them, they came down and down and down. So that yield keeps coming down. And by the end of it, all these shares, shit, in my honestly, distribute like $50 a month. But hey, that's what you get for playing, At least it's something. Maybe it'd be more. or maybe it'd be less, or maybe some months they won't pay, and that's when you have to have discretion. Be like, you can handle that. If they don't pay, right? Can you handle this amount here? If the answer is no, you need to fix that. You know, and you need to fix that fast, especially if you're trying to get to this game here. I think that's all I wanted to talk on tonight, man. Could give that a try, see what's up, or you just let every day pass, right? Let every day fucking go by, and you don't do nothing about it. Because the worst thing, at least you know, and when you know, you can't say you don't know anymore. You know what I mean? You don't get the luxury of saying you didn't know. Damn, fuck, broke. I should probably cut this. Shit, man. Down $75 on my Bitcoin perpetuals, man. We could get into that. Damn. Need to get on the right side of this trade here. Not going to sleep with shares though. That's my new rule. Damn, it just See if we can turn around. I'm on the 1 hour. Price chart unavailable. Yeah, we'll see if we can get a turnaround here. It looks pretty grim on here. I'm watching it on the Coinbase. I don't know if I have that open, but Coinbase has their own chart that has the interval is a lot faster. Over here, you're getting a 15-second interval. You can trade just fine on a 15-second interval. Some people think they need the 1 second. Bro, you gotta blink. So we'll see. It's kind of stair stepping down, and I'm probably gonna go to bed here in a minute and close this thing, and then try again tomorrow. You want to trade, man? It's like you're being a boxer. You gotta take a punch sometimes. Alright, it's not all just winning. Sometimes you get slapped around. And that's just life right there too. I think that's about it though, man. Yeah. Pretty cool. We'll see what happens. It's a lot of money to borrow. But if you think about it, damn it, dude. Fucking hell. Getting towed up in this here. Down 119. That is not something we wanted to do. Probably shouldn't go to sleep with it. Could wake up to it being even lower. Damn. Hate to close it here. But it's part of the game, man. Especially this right here. Man, shit. See if we get a turnaround. When you go to sleep with these, you gotta be okay with losing even more, man. If you're gonna go sleep with contracts open, man, we're holding to. Yeah, on all charts, we're just breaking, man. Unless you're holding back here, you know. Not saying you can't do that. It's just, you know, maybe even cut it in half. And then see if you wake up higher. We won't get into this tonight. We'll do that another night. But shouldn't sleep with contracts open. And I'll probably will follow through with that and eat this loss here. I still got one more thing before I let you go. Man, here's New Year's. Just 5 fucking days straight up. Didn't buy anything. Too scared, man. Analysis paralysis. Came down, ran even higher. And now this time broke down and honestly might come into here. The 90,000 range. But the margin, right? It I don't have Coinbase open, but you don't have access to 10x margin all the time. There's a 2-hour lunch break, and so it's gonna sell these shares at 1 p.m. PST, right? So if it doesn't firm up by then, or it could even go lower, it's gonna sell them anyways. No way around it. So you can't really even hold that long with these things. I mean, over days. I don't typically use this 4-hour chart, but it gives us some, it goes further than the hourly, which is what we see in the hourly. Damn, it just went even lower too. Son of a gun. Yeah, it broke that too. Shit. Yeah, I might close it and take another shot tomorrow. That's just part of the game right there, man. That is part of the game. It's a ridiculous hobby, but we're going to see if these weeklies can pay and then just fun ventures like this right here. So, yep, that's about it, man. Happy MLK Day.